Well, hello my beautiful and amazing crafters. Welcome to another video of Crafting with Shaneda. In today's tutorial, I'm going to show you a fun and easy way to add bling to your t-shirt or apparel. Now, this is the first time that I'm actually doing a rhinestone project, so I'm so excited to share this with you. I purchased this block paper from Amazon. I'll have all the items I used in the description box below. This block paper came with a little scraper, and on the packaging it shows instructions on how to set your material settings depending on the machine that you have. It comes with 3 sheets of flock paper, 3 sheets of transfer sheets, and I purchased a little brush to get my rhinestones in the right locations when I make my design. I also purchased a little tweezers to just help with placing the rhinestones, and I picked up a package of Hot Fix rhinestones. The size of rhinestones I'll be using today is SS10, and depending on the size rhinestones that you will use will determine the size of your design. And let's not forget the star of the show, your design. So now that we have everything laid out that what we'll need to get started, let me go ahead and show you how I created this design in Cricut Design Space using a Creative Fabrica font. So I went on to Creative Fabrica to locate a rhinestone font that I can use. I chose this Cursiva template. I will have the link listed below. And I downloaded the font and installed it into Cricut Design Space. I made sure that I wasn't in Cricut Design Space when I installed my font, so that way I could upload it into Cricut Design Space and it will be able to be imported. Listed in the description of the listing has some font size dimensions that you can choose depending on the rhinestone that you'll be working with. But I'm going to show you another way as well. So now that the font is installed in Cricut Design Space, I'm going to go ahead and just type up the word that I want to use. At first I was going to use crafting, but I changed it to believe. I want to be able to use the contour in this word, so I'm going to bring in a shape and just slice it out so that way I can be able to contour this word. Now, depending on the size rhinestone that you're going to use, this is the typical sizing that you want for each circle for the rhinestone that you're going to be using. I'm going to be using a size 6/610, so I want my circle dimension to be 0.13 inches. So now that I know what size circle I'm going to use for my rhinestone template, I'm going to hide all my contours and just leave one little circle so I can size that circle according to the rhinestone. Now I'm going to change that one circle to 0.13 inches, and I'll show all of my contours, and now everything will be sized according to these SS10 rhinestones that I'll be using. And just to show you, just to double check, I brought in another circle and sized that at 0.13, and I'm just going to zoom in and show you how it fits perfectly with the template that I created. Now I'm going to create a little cut box around my template design, and I'm going to go ahead and send this to the mat to make it. I'm going to prepare and use my green standard mat and place the flock paper as it's instructed. So I went ahead and created a set base material settings for my flock paper, and I want to show you how I did that. So going down to all materials, you want to go to material settings and allow that to load, and scroll and search for the flock paper. At this point, you could go ahead and adjust it. I have it at 245 for my pressure with no additional cuts, and I'll be using my fine point blade for this. And I'm going to save this, and that way I'll have it set for future projects unless the packaging advises to change the settings. Now I'm ready to send this to cut and get started on my design and adding those rhinestones, which I can't wait to do. Using my paper slicer, I'm going to cut out a piece of flock paper and transfer paper that's going to fit my design. And I'm going to go ahead and remove the flock paper from the lining per the instruction and place it on my standard grid mat. I'm going to save the liner for later so I can place my design and keep it for another project. I'm making sure my blade is clean and there's no debris keeping it from making a clean cut, because you want to make sure you have a nice clean sharp blade for this project. And using those settings that came with the manufacturer instructions, it cut perfectly. Maybe just a few of the little dots didn't come away from the mat, and it was really easy for me just to remove those dots. So now that's all done, I'm going to go ahead and clean my mat. It is quite sticky, the residue. And now I'm ready to place the rhinestone into those holes that I created with the template. I'm going to pour a little bit of the rhinestones into the template, and using my brush, I'm going to brush in the rhinestones into the template. With this technique, I'm able to get a majority of the rhinestones in the correct place. If they're upside down, you could just twist them over. But with the brush, I was able to get majority of them placed in the little holes, and then I just went with my tweezers and just add any missing rhinestones from the design. And now it's complete. I looked over it one more time, making sure I didn't miss any. And now I'm going to take the transfer sheet, place it right over the design to remove the rhinestones from the template. Just taking my time when I'm going to remove that transfer sheet. And I just want to show you really quickly, I did another design and I did a double cut, and as you can see, some of the holes got a little bit destroyed, but I was still able to use the template, still going with that technique of just placing the rhinestones very carefully, even though the holes were not as perfect with my tweezers, and it still came out perfect. I followed the same technique place the transfer sheet on top to remove the rhinestone from the template. And then what I decided to do was using a clean old Cricut cutting mat, I'm able to just leave my design on the mat that I can use for future use. So I went ahead and prepared my t-shirt. I used a cotton t-shirt, and I went ahead and removed any lint and prepared it before adding my design. And you are able to use your design again and even the transfer sheet for future projects. So I went ahead and preheat my shirt and placed the design. I will have the time and temperature in the description box below. And it's really a quick press, and I did a hot peel. I really like the way it came out. I love the sparkle and the shine. I plan on doing a few more different designs and different techniques, and I'll show you everything step by step. And I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope you learned a little bit or a lot, and we will see you on the next video of Crafting with Shaneda. Happy crafting!